we have some potentially new clients here. So I hope you like what you see and hear, and I hope you participate in some of the other webinars. And I hope you, if you guys want to know all the upcoming webinars, go to our website. They're all listed there. And remember, we fund these free webinars by you using our services. So if you attend our webinars and use our free services, you really should, through business ethics, at least give us a try to earn a try and let us try to earn your business. So, okay, we're going to get started. If I can find the aerial photos, and this is the one I'm going to start with, and I'm going to put it over here in front of everybody. Here we go. And this is pretty much a good example of one of our premium aerial photographic packages. I think the premium aerial photos are only like $20 or $30 more than the standard aerial photo package. So it's really, the cost is very insignificant, but the detail you get is great. All our aerial photos can be zoomed in on, and really, what do you get from aerial photos? You're going to get surface features. Most of the time, you're really not going to see staining. Sometimes you will, sometimes you may not. You're going to see building tops and building outlines, so you can get dates of when buildings were. But then there's some unusual things you can see and some unknown features you may come across. So let's go ahead and start. This site is in Milford, Ohio. And you're going to note that on all our sites, we either outline the site, we put a parcel map over it, or we put a big square box around it to make it really easy. We want to make sure we don't block your view. Now, this site happens to be an auto repair facility. And so you're really looking at what's adjacent to a site in an aerial photo, and you're looking for any kind of concerns in the subject property and try to get a date. Remember, aerial photos are historical things to give you ideas of what happened to your site and adjacent to your site. So we're going to zoom into this thing quite a bit because we want to see. So right away, it doesn't look like this auto repair place is even in business, because most auto repair places I know have cars parked all over and up. Remember, this whole time I'm going to ask you questions. What's this look like to you? Oh, I don't like that. What's that look like to you right there? Anyone? Someone tell me what you think that is. Gas station. Absolutely. See the canopy right here? That's a canopy. There's no doubt that this is a gas station. Now remember, when you want to have a notepad next to you when you're reviewing things, because when you're writing a phase 1 site assessment, you're building a case for recognized environmental conditions, and this could be a recognized environmental condition. It's right adjacent to you. If they had a leaking underground storage tank, depending upon the direction the groundwater flow goes, this could be a problem, right? And you may want to go to the local agency that handles leaking underground storage tanks and see if there's a file on this site and request it. Now, let's look at a couple other things. First of all, what do you think this is? Anybody? Fine. I think you're pretty close, Casey. I think it's either that or it's just a strip mall, right? A regular local strip mall. And the way you would find out is, again, city directories are going to tell you a lot. If there's fire insurance maps, maybe, but they're usually older. You could also go to Google Earth Pro and get right on the ground and look and see what kind of buildings are there. And so we're already learning a lot from this site, and we should note all this down again. So across the street to the north, kind of northeast of our site is a building that could be office or multi-tenant office or strip mall. Now, right here is another one. This is kind of funny. I don't know what that is yet. But see, you got this building here, and then you've got this. It's either a little hotel, motor hotel or whatever, or, again, it's a little strip mall. It's hard to tell. This definitely back here looks like mini storage to me. So does anybody see anything else? I don't see anything that's a big deal on these corners and across the street. Anyone else see anything in this photo before we move on that I'm missing? Remember, I don't know it all. I'm really counting on you guys to help me make sure we get everything on these photos. Okay. Since nobody else has any comment, that's 2019. So now look at this photo. It's a little blurry. We're probably zoomed in just a little bit too much. So we can zoom out and it looks a little better. It's still not the greatest photo. Remember, we can only get what's available. A lot of times there aren't great photos. In the 80s, lots of times we use blue lines, and the only thing you're going to see in blue lines is shapes of buildings. You're not going to be able to make anything out. But they're still valuable because you know whether a building is there or not and that kind of thing. So in this case, pretty much everything is exactly the same as 2019. So right here, I don't see any other things we should be addressing. Anyone else see anything else? Now you see that these photos are going in pretty much 5-year increments. Here's a 2010. Again, we still have pretty much the same buildings all around us. Nothing really has changed. We don't have all that car parking here from probably this dealership. But I don't know without reviewing further. I might make a note and check to see if it's a dealership, but that's about it. So let's move on. Let's get to some photos that are a little fun. This is all the same, and that's 2005. One thing I want you to note, remember I said an auto repair usually has what? A bunch of cars parked outside. Look at this. The one thing that's really unusual about that, you know what? This could even be a hotel over here. I guess that's possible too. Okay, anyway, that was just another thought. Like I said, you could verify that with city directories and you'd know for sure. The one thing I don't see around this auto repair place is any staining. It really, really looks pretty good. I'm surprised. This gas station is here. Now remember, you're getting history. You're defining the years that your site existed on that site. And in this case, we're doing it in 5-year increments. Here's 2000. Now this is another photo that isn't great. And when you don't have great photos, you really need to zoom out because you're able to really see more. Now you see more car parks. You still got the gas station. You still got this building over here. You still got Everything remains the same. It's vacant over here, which isn't a biggie. I don't see a gas station. I'm always looking for gas stations on corners. Anyone else see anything we should talk about? Now, 2004. There is a difference. The building, the auto repair building, is a little different shape. See how it kind of sticks out here? Right there? Little different shape. More cars. I wish this is a little better photo and I'd zoom in on it. But see how it now kind of sticks out over there? There's cars parked there. What concerns me about this site is, and remember, there used to be a gas station just about on every corner. So, and then a lot of older gas stations converted into just auto repair when they closed down a lot of the gas stations and didn't need as many gas stations on the corner. So this could have been the case here. So that's important, and it's important to note that this may be a gas station now and not auto repair. And again, hopefully your client's questionnaire or the city directories, or if you have fire insurance maps, are going to tell you what's here in this time frame. But I would make a note of it. So this is 1994. What else are we seeing in this photo? Can anyone point it out for me? How about the mini storage isn't here anymore? And whatever this was, hotel, strip mall, whatever, isn't there anymore. Now our gas station is still there. That means we've got at least already 25 years of a gas station being adjacent to us right here. That's pretty interesting. Now, it's not unusual to have two gas stations, so this could still potentially be a gas station here, but it may just be auto repair. We don't know, but we're going to keep an eye on that as we're going along. Anyone see anything else? Here's a blue line. Like I said, with a blue line, all you can do is see buildings. So we realize that this building over here is just being built. Ours is still the same. The gas station is still adjacent. That isn't there. But I'm wondering how come it looks like we still have mini storage, and that doesn't make sense. So maybe there was an old mini storage building and they tore it down. No, we still have storage there, so it doesn't matter. But up here, let's see if it's still vacant, and it is. So blue lines, you can't see a lot but the buildings, and this has got to be in the 80s, and that's pretty standard. Let's see if we've got another 80s photo. Let's see what this is, 1985. That's cool. So what do we got here? Well, we still have our auto repair or whatever we think it is. We still have a gas station here. But now it's all vacant here. Let's zoom out and see if we can see our side a little better. Yeah, that's a little better. So I can't tell. It's still either auto repair or a gas station, but does it really matter whether it's an auto? Oh, you're absolutely right, Ashley. No mini storage. And we actually have something going on here, and I don't know what that is. But we may want to keep an eye on that. We still don't have anything on this corner, or this corner, which is really good. This is still a concern to our site because it's still the gas station, And now it's been there for another 10 years, right? Crazy. Anyone see anything else in this photo? No? Okay. Wow, our gas station's gone. Our repair building looks like it's still there. Who knows what it is? The photo isn't clear enough. That's because it's a pretty old photo. Remember, the older the photos go, most of the time, the less unclear the photo is. So all we know is our building is still there and it could be still auto repair. And everything else around us is vacant. If you see anything else, let me know. Okay, so now we've got a timeline here, right? In 1979, our site was there, but in 1974, our site isn't there anymore. There doesn't appear to be any building on our site. That's a good indication of what's going on our site. It also gives you a timeline of when your site first started. Keep it in mind, this is a pretty rural road at this point. Again, nothing's on our site. That could be a building, but, well, I don't know. Did you see that? How that building outline kind of lined up? Look at this. Watch. See, there's definitely some square there, right? We can try zooming in, but I don't think we're going to see much more. I'm guessing our building's still there, but I doubt it's auto repair. There's hardly any traffic into it. There's no really, well-used drive. It could just be an outbuilding for something. Anyone see anything new? No, I don't think so. Okay. We still have a building on our site. Very small building. What year is this? 1968. We're creeping along. So, who knows? I mean, is it auto repair, or is it used for nothing, or is it just a little storage outbuilding? You got something here, but you still don't have any paths coming in. So that isn't a canopy or a pump or anything. Doesn't appear to be. At least not to me. Anyone else have any thoughts on that? This looks like all residents. Okay. Wow, there's our building again. Parking in the front. A little bit of trees around it. So, still there in 1960. I think that's just trees. I don't think our building's there, whatever date this is. 1956. see if those trees are there. Now, see, those trees are right here, and the building's kind of in the center. The building should be right here. I don't know. I don't think that's a building. I think these are trees. See the shadow? What's everybody think? Send me a no if you think there's no building there. Yeah, you're right. And see, there's no trees there too. But the same feature is still there. You're right, Ashley. But here, there's no building. So in 1956, between 1956 and 1960, your building disappeared. See, the advantages of having aerial photos closer together in 5-year increments is sometimes you can pick up and get closer to when the buildings disappeared. And there could be a small shed right there. It could also be a billboard. It could be a sign. It could be a tree. It's hard to tell. But we definitely have vacant land all around our subject property. (1952) vacant land, definitely. Same with 49. Whole bunch of, I guess they're little houses out here. It's kind of hard to tell. Let's zoom out on this, see if we can see a little better. Definitely an orchard over here. Not on our site, but those could be little outbuildings or houses or something. Anybody see anything different in that than I do? Okay, that's 1932. That's pretty good. So really, what concerns we came up with on this side is we got a date range for the subject site building, and we got a gas station immediately adjacent. We have no idea what this is over here, but it could be a hotel, it could be an office building, it could be a strip mall, and same with that there. But we could probably really quickly find out, but I'm going to move on. So I've got one that's got a little more interesting things to it. I think you'll like it. So the next one is a school bus yard. So it's pretty obvious. It's really nice when your site stands out really easily, right? So here we go. I've got a school bus yard. So I'm probably zoomed a little too much. That's 300. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. So what do we see in this photo? We see a couple things on site that are going to call attention to me right away. What do we see? Anybody? What do you see on site? Buses. Excavated area. I'm guessing you're talking about this right here. And we've got something right here that I don't know what it is. This looks like a low point. It may be what they consider a French drain or a catch basin for storm water, that kind of thing. It may be as innocuous as that. But yes, we should note that and keep an eye on it. What I was really interested in is, what do you think that is? Anybody? Probably a pump island, and there's probably underground storage tanks somewhere nearby. So remember, this is your subject site. You're going to want to verify that and address that. So that's another point you're going to write down. So right now, let's look adjacent to the site and get a heads up for what's around us, right? So basically, it looks like we have a culvert that runs this way. Remember, waterways, culverts, stuff like that are things you have that are on your site or adjacent to your site you need to address. So when you went out and did this site inspection, the first thing you're going to do is you're going to check that creek, right? And see if there's anything in it. You can also see they have a little pipe put in so the buses can run over it right here. So that's definitely a waterway. This is some sort of who knows what truck place, could be truck repair. You're going to probably want to know when you go do your site inspection. Remember, this is the most current photo. So this is 2018. This is a standard photo set. So remember that. This over here looks like, to me, a little drive-in place. Vacant land here. I have all these cars here, or whatever. Concerns me a little bit. I want to keep an eye on that and see where it goes. I have no idea what this is here. Remember, we're zoomed in pretty far on this already. And then we're going to want to keep an eye on this side here. Look at this. This all looks really nasty to me. And it happens to be all connected with this huge manufacturing plant. Look at that. That's huge, whatever they do there. Anyone see anything else we should keep an eye on before we move to the next photo? We picked up a lot of things in this photo. So we've noted the pumps and USTs, because there's no above ground USTs. We noted this depression or whatever. We've got something unusual going here. We've noticed a culvert or a creek or something running besides our property, and we can verify that it is because we have a little overpass, right? And we've noted this site to the southwest that could be a concern. So let's go ahead and look at the next photo and see what's changed. So right away, that was 2018. This is 2014. Well, it looks like basically everything is pretty much the same. We've got a bunch of auto storage over here, and you know, that could be dark staining right there. It's hard to tell. We need to keep an eye on it. The database is going to tell us what some of these places are, especially at manufacturing. I can't imagine the radius search report or our rec check report, which are the same thing, doesn't show what that site is, but it probably will. Otherwise, I don't see anything else. It's still pretty much the same. Anybody see anything? No? Okay, we'll move on. Wow, we've got a big change here, guys. First of all, this is 2010. So, what do you think all this white is here? Here. Anybody? Gravel. It could be gravel, but I'm guessing because it's on these other lots that aren't well traveled, is they got a dusting of snow just before this photo was taken. And so where there's asphalt and that kind of thing, the snow melts really quick because the asphalt retains heat. You can't see the ground here, but wherever you can see the ground and there's not a lot of traffic, I'm guessing they got a dusting of snow. So here's our site. Now you've got a time frame when the site was a bus yard. So it was developed somewhere between 2011 up to whatever our last photo was, 2014. So that's a fairly tight time frame. You still have this creek here, but it's got a lot of vegetation in it. It looks like right here, it looks like this is a rental yard. See, those are those man lift things there and that kind of thing. So I'm not too concerned about this place. But a lot of times rental yards had gas stored. This may be an above ground gas thing, or who knows what it may be, but I would surely look for this site in the regulatory database, because if it was a gas station, it would be listed 2010, or it had a gas pump. On our site, this definitely looks like a retention pond for some reason. I don't know what the retention pond was used for, but I might want to pull the files on our site and see. You also have some dark staining right there and amongst the snowy landscaping, right? Now, is it a concern or not? I don't know, but I think we're going to keep looking. That's a little clearer photo. Yeah, I'm a little worried about this spot here, and I'm worried about this retention pond. Adjacent to us, not too much other than this right here. All those cars are gone over here and here. Anybody see anything else that should be a concern or could be a concern? This manufacturing plant's been here forever, so it looks, right? Whoa! Now, the last one was 2010. This is 5 years later, and our site's vacant. 100% vacant. Now we got some weird stuff going on, right? So first of all, in this adjacent site, it doesn't look like a rental yard. It looks like a junkyard or a repair place for trucks or cars or something, because they've got a lot of debris and stuff around it. I have this right here, and it really looks like it's coming from this manufacturing outbuilding here. I have no idea what it is, but it could be creeping onto my site. That's concerning me. This little spot, who knows? We still have our creek. So now we've come up with a couple new things. This concern me. Still a fast food place, car parking, vacant land. Nothing. Anyone see anything else here that should be a concern? Okay, this is going to get real interesting here. Not this one. This is pretty much the same as the last one. But our manufacturing plant's creeping up, right? They're parking their trailers there. See that? What year is this? 2000. Let's zoom on because I want to get through a bunch of these. I don't want to dwell too long. Wow, notice whatever was here isn't here anymore. And we have a little pond here. We still have our fast food. That's got to be a really old fast food place. Let me. Okay, what do we see here? All the areas are pretty new. Everything's vacant. We've got a whole bunch of soil piles here. We have soil piles here. And this is either a low area or something, but it looks like it's coming from here. Does anybody see anything else? I would note that down because that would be a concern to me. So here we go again. These look like some sort of spoils from the manufacturing place. Now, in the old days, when they manufactured cast iron piping, all the slag they'd throw off. So really, depending upon what this manufacturing plant did or produced or whatever, I'd really like to know, because I'm thinking, and this is 1963, they didn't have a lot of environmental regulations, if any, in place. And so what is this? This is definitely spoils from this manufacturing, and knowing what that manufacturer is going to be really, really, really important. Again, it looks like we have some sort of holding pond, right? I don't know that. We also have a waterway right here, or some sort of surface water. Excuse me. What year is this? So we go from 1950, from 1955. And it still looks like that's some sort of spoils from the manufacturing plant. Okay, now what do we see here on our site? Anybody? Ashley goes, yikes. Yeah, it's not good. But what do we see now? Ag, you're absolutely right. In most cases, this isn't row crops. This is probably all dry farming. And dry farming, EPA has defined as a concern because they did use herbicides, insecticides, pesticides in dry farming. And so this was all used in dry farm. If our site was a residence or going to be used for residential, then that dry farming would be a concern, and that's a potential for, herbicides, insecticides, pesticides, contamination, and you would have to address that as a recognized environmental concern. Pretty cool, right? But right now, it's pretty clean compared to here, right? So that's pretty interesting stuff. Around our site, pretty much everything's vacant. And you notice this manufacturing plant really isn't encroaching. Now, I want you to note that this here and this here is the same manufacturing plant. They're connected right here. Okay? So keep that in mind. It's still all the same. Pretty interesting stuff. Over here, these could be greenhouses, could be chicken pens for eggs, could be all kinds of things. It'd be good to see, because remember, if they're chicken pens, you have a lot of waste from chicken pens that can be buried on the site, the dead chickens, all kinds of stuff. And you can get methane gases coming up, and then you could get methane gases over to our site, and that would be a bad thing. Now, chances are we've seen a lot of surface water. Groundwater is probably really shallow here. And because we're a bus yard, I don't think you have to worry about methane gas, but it is a potential. So here we go. We have a little more developed farming. This could be flooding for rice, could see the little bermed areas right across here. What are all these little dots, guys? Anybody know? Anybody? Anybody have an idea what those dots are? Sure, I guess it could be a start of an orchard. But they don't seem to be real uniform. I'm guessing they went out there and tested the land for something. Cemetery. Possibility. If those are all little, headstones or something, then, they weren't very orderly in what they did, huh? And I don't see any real cemetery building. So those are good guesses, though. I really have no idea. I don't have any words of wisdom for you on that. Here's our manufacturing. It's a lot smaller, but it's still around in 1937. So the things this company dumped and did for years, I'd be major, major concerned. What does this say here? That's interesting. Waukesha. Somebody Google Waukesha and tell me what that is. Okay, this is this aerial photo stuff. We've learned a lot. We went from agriculture to possible contamination from a manufacturing plant to having a creek going beside us to all kinds of things. And that's what aerial photos are supposed to get you. So let's go to the next one I want to review. And I think this is it. Is that it? We're already almost at an hour, so let's buzz through this one really quick, because this one has some things I just, it's kind of crazy. Okay? So right away you can see this is an apartment complex. They have a little more land here in case they ever want to expand. One of the things to look at is the ground obviously flows in this direction, because this is some sort of creek or riverbed low area, so everything flows in that direction. We have these buildings then that flow onto our site. We want to keep an eye on them because we have no idea what they are right now. Otherwise, it's pretty residential over here that flows across our site. We also have this site down here that could be a concern that touches the outline of our site. So now we've kind of set the background. We don't see really anything else. We don't see anything of any real concern right now. Does anyone see anything that's a concern that I'm missing? Okay. So again, pretty much remains the same. I've got a little concern. Let me go back. Lots of times I'll flip between things. So we have a building pad right here. And we still have that building pad right here. It may have been in an area what they stored all their stuff when they were building the apartment complex. I don't know. But we want to keep an eye on it. Now, you need to look for little things. So up here we got these little things. Those could be as innocuous as beehives, but we don't know. We don't have anything up here. We have a dirt road. We still have this water, little lake, whatever, right? Let's zoom in a little more and see if we can see anything else. That's probably in this aerial photo the best we can zoom in. But our site is outlined pretty good. We still don't know what this site does, but it may be some sort of repair or warehouse. Nor do we know what this site does, nor this site. But they don't look like they're gas stations or heavy manufacturing or anything like that. Did I miss anything? Okay, so this is a little outbuilding. This could be an outbuilding for the apartment complex, and this could be like basketball courts or tennis courts or something like that. Right now, I'm not too concerned about this. I have a whole lot more parking over here than I had before. So I'm going to keep my eye on that. Still pretty much all the same over here. My lake is still there. All is still the same. Let's bust through these a little bit. Okay, now we're getting some interesting stuff going on. So first of all, let's zoom out a little bit. What's everybody see here? What's everybody see? Anybody see anything? Pond. You mean this right here, right? What about this? It looks like they came in with 10 or 20 yard dump trucks and dumped a bunch of soil, bunch of debris. Here's one of those dump trucks right there. So I'm really going to become concerned with what's going on up here. I have a semi truck van parked here. I still have no idea what that is. It could be anything. This is looking more like a hotel to me. We can zoom in. It gets a little blurry though. We just got debris all over here. Who knows what all that debris is? And then this site to the south, what do you think this is? Man, it's almost like it's all dead vegetation, right? It's kind of crazy. Where they had a fire, or who knows? I'd probably want to do a file review on this site. Up here, landfill, very possible, could be. Could be a landfill. Small one, but it could be a landfill. But it could be just a landfill for, construction debris and soil and stuff like that. It doesn't look like your typical garbage landfill would look from the sky. But you got to kind of keep everything in account. So hopefully your radius search or rec check report that you got from us tells what these sites are. The site's going to get more interesting. It's kind of cool, actually. Okay, here you go. They're still doing all kinds of landfill here, right? Let's zoom out a little bit. Look at this. And they're even doing it over here. And doing it near a waterway, which is really unusual, if I say so. And then look over here. We have this row of buildings we didn't have before next to this site, if I'm correct. Zoom up and see if those are there. I just missed them. Yeah, they're really not there. So I'm guessing this is an old hotel or motor lodge or whatever they used to call them in the old days. And then look at these striations out here. I have no idea. This is what is currently a pond. Let's zoom out even a little further. Okay, so our pond's pretty much hardly there now. It looks like our apartment complex is just built because there's hardly any trees. We haven't learned anything about over here. Wow, look at this. What's everybody think that is? You're right. It almost looks like a rock quarry. It's possible it could have been. And quarries have hazardous materials. They use explosives. They do all kinds of things. And of course, a lot of petroleum products. But what do you think those curved looking things are up to the north of our site? Anybody? I'm not going to tell you what it is because you're going to find out here real quick. So our subject site, that building's gone, but that's still there, whatever it is. Oh my gosh! 1979. What's there? What is that? Come on. Some of you older people should know. Performance Arena, no. Vineyard, no. You must be from Napa County. How about a drive-in movie theater? No doubt, right? See the shadow here? That's the screen. This is the snack bar and projection room. And this is where cars park. Yeah, sure, Ashley. You're not old enough to even know about these. Have you ever been to a drive-in? You guys are funny. Okay, so drive-in theater. Really, there's nothing environmental you're going to worry about the drive-in theater. But look at our pond's pretty much gone. All the stuff we thought was quarry isn't being done. This building looks like it's just barely there or just built. The building here isn't even here anymore. But this building is still here. You're going to find out exactly what that is in the directories. And you really, really need to know what that building is for your phase one. So you've got to identify what that is. It looks like they just started building our apartment complexes. Or just, they're getting ready to asphalt, that kind of thing. So that's 1979. Here's 1972. So maybe they had them built, but they still had only dirt roads because it doesn't look like they have asphalt. Now we have striations, kind of like farming. Hard to tell. But I want you to note something. Our big building down here is gone. You're going to want to note that. What is this? 1972, because you want to see what the current buildings are. And then look at all the cars parked around this building. Let's see if we can zoom in. We can probably lose too much resolution. Wow, that's crazy. I have no idea what that building's used for. But our movie theater is just pretty new movie theater now, right? And it's definitely in a low area. Anyone see anything of concern? Could this possibly be an old gas station up here on that corner? What's everybody think? I think it could possibly be a gas station. So let's go to the next photo because this thing keeps changing. We still have our movie theater, but oh my gosh, our apartments are gone. 1968 to 1972, in that 4-year period, those apartments were built. We still have some here, but it's whatever it is, it's very minimal. Maybe nothing. Maybe a little jerky shop or a fruit stand or something like that. Our movie theater is still there, or, I guess you could say this is wetlands. Whatever that is, it's there, but still not that big building. Let's move on because it's going to get interesting. Now, look at this. What does this look like? Anyone know what that is? And then, what's on our site? Well, I'm guessing they planted this little orchard and was trying to grow something. These piles sprouted weeds or trees or whatever, and I think this is landfill material, infill. And whatever's over here, it could be a quarry over here, and this is just their tailings they're dumping over here. And remember, quarries wash things down and wash things away using water, and maybe this is where all the water came from. And they're putting all their tailings over here because they're in nice rows, right? They work from the back out. Our drive-in is still there. This definitely looks like it could be a little gas station, could be a little fruit stand. It's something where they drive in. Fortunately, we don't have a really good enough photo to tell. But you can see how things pop up and leave during time frame, and that's why you need aerial photos for history. Anybody see anything else here of concern or we should talk about? Okay, again, here our site is completely vacant. Our site outline isn't super accurate. Whatever was up here isn't there anymore. I don't know what that is. What year is this? 1952. If we had a gas station or whatever it was, it's gone. Our movie theater's gone. We might have a little bit of dry farming on our subject property. This, where we had those buildings and then that big building, is a little orchard, right? This was a fun site, but an easy site, as far as I'm concerned. Anyone got any more comments on these photos for this site? It's 12:14. If you guys can stick around for another 15 minutes, I'll do one more site. Let me see if I can get one of our interesting sites. That's not that interesting. Okay, let me get you one other side up. Hang in there. Okay, let's do this new car dealership. We all know about new car dealers, right? So you got new car dealerships all around you. Probably. Here's probably a fast food place. We got vacant land. We got our dealership. And this is probably over here another dealership. Otherwise, besides our car place being a dealership and auto repair, I don't see a lot of anything else. So let's zoom in a little bit on this. We have some sort of manufacturing up here. Our site is vacant land. So going from 2019 to 2011, ours became vacant land really, really quick and heavily treed vacant land. And we're going to buzz through these because we're really out of time. Still vacant land, pretty much similar, nothing across the street. Now, this manufacturing plant that's up here is still here. But we have a little building on our site. I have no idea what that is. But it's something we should keep our eyes on. Otherwise, it looks like we just have fast food over here. Let's zoom out just a little bit to see if we can see. This may just be a clump of trees. This looks like a sign. See the shape of that shadow? That looks like a sign right there. The shadows tell you a lot. In the old days, we used to get actual photos, 2 photos, and use stereoscopic, I guess, eyeglasses or whatever to look through and look at the 2 photos. And it kind of turned it to 3D where then you could make out shapes and you'd be able to tell if that was a sign. Now we're totally still have those buildings to the north. I mean, in our northeast corner. And I'm zooming around a little too quick. Okay, so let's look and see if on the next photo, our manufacturing looks pretty new there. This isn't a great photo. That's part of the problem. Blue line, I don't even look at them usually. Okay, so again, what do we have? Now we have either dry farming or row crops. So again, if our site was going to be residential, it'd be a concern. Now we can very clearly see that this is probably a residence or an outbuilding for the agriculture on the site, right? And really all around us, and what date is this? 1964. So that's about it. I think that's pretty good. Next time, I'm going to get some photos that have far more unusual conditions than this, but this is pretty good. We learned a lot. So anybody have any questions? Did everybody learn a little something? It was kind of fun. Some of you found out what a drive-in movie theater was. I think they should still have them. Be cool. We don't have any in our area, really. Okay. I'm pretty much done. I talked for an hour and 20 minutes. We'll mix up the photos for the next one. Hope you attend. And if you ever have people who review aerial photos that need to learn, hopefully they pick up one or two things or learn something new, that'd be cool. Connor, thank you very much. Ashley, thank you. You guys are welcome anytime. We appreciate having you, and I hope, those who have attended who aren't clients become clients. We'd really appreciate it. And everybody have a really good day and have a really, really good weekend, since I probably won't be talking to you, any of you before then. Thank you again, and we'll talk to you later. Okay, everybody. See you later. Remember, go to reccheck.com and find out what webinars we've got coming up. The surface feature ones coming from actual sidewalk is really cool. We had a lot of fun with it last time. So attend that. But get signed up early. We almost reached our maximum people we could have, and we ended up having, 40 or 50 people attend this next one. Coming up, I think it's coming up Tuesday. Anyway, thank you very much, and we'll talk to you later. And if you'd like a class or a webinar, or you ever get an aerial photo that you see something you don't know what it is, send it to me. I'll give you my 2 cents worth and see if I know what it is. Talk to you later. Thank you very much. Have a great day. Bye-bye.